Leo, an 18-year-old with a thirst for adventure, loved nothing more than a good mystery. Summer break had just begun, and Leo was spending it at his grandmother's house, a rambling Victorian manor filled with intriguing nooks and crannies. One humid afternoon, while exploring the dusty attic, Leo stumbled upon something extraordinary. It was hidden beneath a faded tapestry, tucked away in a forgotten corner.
A shiver ran down my spine as I brushed away the cobwebs.
He found an ornately carved, full-length mirror, its wooden frame dark and intricately carved with strange symbols. The mirror's surface seemed cloudy, almost as if a thin layer of smoke swirled just beneath the glass. Intrigued, Leo cautiously moved closer, his fingers drawn to the cool, smooth surface. As he peered into the mirror, something flickered within its depths. It was subtle at first, like ripples on a still pond, but it quickly intensified. The reflection of the attic wavered, then disappeared altogether, replaced by a swirling vortex of colors and shapes. A strange energy seemed to emanate from the mirror's surface, tingling against his fingertips. Leo jerked back, startled. He had never seen anything like it. He considered calling for his grandmother, but hesitated. Something about the mirror drew him in. He found himself holding his breath, as if afraid to break the spell. Then, from the depths of the swirling vortex, a voice emerged. It was soft and melodic, barely a whisper, but it sent chills down Leo's spine.
Look closely and I will show you your future.
Leo's heart pounded in his chest. He was both terrified and utterly captivated. The attic, with its dust and shadows, seemed to fade away as he focused on the whispering mirror and the promise it held. He leaned closer, his breath fogging the glass slightly.
The future is not fixed, young one. It is a tapestry of choices, woven together by the threads of your actions.
Leo's mind reeled. Could this be real? Could this mirror actually show him the future? Hesitantly at first, Leo voiced a question that had been on his mind for weeks.
Will I get into the university I want?
The mirror swirled and pulsed, the colors within intensifying. Suddenly, a scene flickered into view. Leo saw himself, a few years older, sitting in a bustling university library, surrounded by stacks of books. He was smiling, a look of pure joy on his face. Relief washed over Leo. He desperately wanted to believe what he was seeing.
Will I ever finish writing my novel?
The mirror showed him hunched over a desk, sunlight streaming through a window, a look of intense concentration on his face as he typed furiously on a laptop. Each vision, though fleeting, filled him with a sense of hope and excitement. He felt like he was getting a glimpse of his own personal roadmap to success. However, a seed of doubt began to take root in Leo's mind. He knew that life was full of unexpected twists and turns. Could the future really be so easily revealed? As the days turned into nights, Leo found himself drawn back to the attic, to the whispering mirror and its tantalizing promises. He asked about everything: his love life, his career, his future family. The mirror showed him glimpses of a bright and successful future, fueling his desire to see more. He became increasingly obsessed, neglecting his friends and family. His days were spent in the attic, lost in the visions of the mirror. He skipped meals, ignored his phone, and barely slept. The real world faded away, replaced by the seductive allure of the future the mirror presented. He craved the reassurance of knowing what lay ahead, of seeing his dreams realized.
I need to see more. I need to know.
He failed to notice the shadows deepening under his eyes, the way his reflection in the mirror no longer held the same youthful spark. He was so consumed by the possibilities of the future that he was losing sight of the present. One afternoon, Mia, Leo's best friend, arrived at his grandmother's house, worried after days of no response from him. She found him in the attic, pale and thin, hunched in front of the mirror.
Leo, what's going on? You haven't answered my calls or texts. Everyone's worried about you.
Leo, startled, tried to explain about the mirror and its visions of the future, but the words tumbled out in a confused jumble. Mia listened patiently, her brow furrowed with concern.
Leo, the future isn't something you just see. It's something you create through the choices you make every day.
Her words struck a chord within Leo. He looked at the mirror, no longer seeing the allure of the visions, but the hollow reflection staring back at him. He realized Mia was right. He had become so focused on the destination that he had forgotten to enjoy the journey. That night, lying in bed, Leo couldn't sleep. Mia's words echoed in his mind. He thought about the visions he had seen in the mirror. Were they truly glimpses of his future, or were they just possibilities subject to change with every decision he made? The weight of this realization pressed down on him. He understood now that the future wasn't a fixed point in time, but a constantly evolving tapestry woven from the threads of his choices. Every decision he made, every action he took, shaped the path that lay ahead. The mirror didn't show him the future, it showed him possibilities.
It's all up to me. I can change it.
The thought was both terrifying and exhilarating. Terrifying because it meant that he was responsible for his own destiny, but exhilarating because it meant that he had the power to shape his own future. The next morning, Leo went back to the attic. He looked at the mirror, its surface once again reflecting the dusty attic. He knew he couldn't keep seeking answers in its depths. He had to live his life, make his own choices, and forge his own path. With a newfound clarity, Leo carefully covered the mirror with the tapestry. He walked out of the attic, leaving the whispering mirror and its promises behind. He had learned a valuable lesson that summer. The future was not something to be feared or passively observed. It was something to be embraced, shaped, and created through the choices he made in the present.
I can do this. I can create my own future.
As Leo walked out into the bright summer sunshine, he carried with him not visions of the future, but the knowledge that every moment held the potential for greatness. He had a new appreciation for the present, for it was in the present where he held the power to create the future he desired.